think about it, you and the people you came into your program with, like you were all used to being the smartest person in the room, getting good grades, getting high praises from your professors and whatnot. And then you basically go to grad school just for these people who let you into their program and say you ain't shit and you need to, do better. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? Wait, I thought I was smart already. So you're telling me it's like basically a place where you're basically like, it's like a mind, excuse my language, but it's a mind fuck, honestly. Because it's like they do all this stuff to get you into the program, for you to choose the program. And then you get in there and it's like this hazing period where it's like this mental hazing when you're kind of being told that you're not as smart as you thought you were. And that in itself can be a lot.
Yeah. I don't think that they're intentionally trying to tell us that we're not as smart as
I would say most, because some are I don't know, some professors, I feel like they enjoy that hazing process because they probably went through it themselves and they feel they get some type of gratification from doing it to other people for some reason. Because I don't know, it's just something about certain generations of people. They have like this mindset of like, just because I went through it, you've got to go through it too. So I kind of gotten that vibe as well, but definitely like it's definitely embedded in the system. So I feel like there are definitely people who are doing it and they don't realize they're doing it.
Oh yeah, I definitely won't argue with that. And that's actually part of the reason. So when I think about situations like that, like it's either someone has to change, someone has to break the norm, whether it be the professor or the student or, just someone in it. And so part of the reason why I like having these conversations is I think that it empowers the student to set their own boundaries, to make known what they will and will not accept. And so that in return forces whomever they're working with to decide, do I want to work with this student? Because clearly, the way this student is, they're not going to follow what I say, or, I can't talk to them any kind of way like I'd like to. So yeah, I won't completely say that, well, I will say that the unintentionality does happen.
Yeah.
For me, it was a little different in that I just came to realize on my own that I don't know anything. Reading science articles and just really coming to understand the fact that nobody knows anything. Like,
no,
everything is just a theory, not just a theory, but like, there are studies done and conclusions are made based off of these studies.
Yeah.
That's literally how everything works. So yeah.
I mean, honestly, like it's so funny that like when you say PhD or grad school or whatever buzzword it is, people just automatically have this assumption that you're like hella smart, when in actuality, like, yeah, you're probably hella smart, but it's probably hella smart when it comes to like your thesis or your dissertation, you know what I'm saying? Because you were the person working on it for real, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, but it's like so funny, like it's like PhD, grad school, it's like, don't get me wrong, like it obviously opens opportunities, but then at the same time, it can kind of restrict you in a way at the same time.
Do you mean as far as like potential jobs in the future?
Not with jobs necessarily. It's like you become an expert in this very particular area of research. You know, that on average, like a lot of people may not either A, know about, or B, they may be familiar with it, but not as familiar with it as other people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, in the end, it's like you walk out an expert in your own stuff because obviously you worked on it, and then most people on average may not fully understand what you did. I mean, yes, we can all probably talk about our research in, layman's terms and whatnot, but like when it comes to like the more complicated stuff, I'm not going to mention that stuff because I'm not going to tell people, yeah, I did like a multi-level logistic regression model that did this, and that. It's like, I would try to be like, okay,
Yeah.
So, so I just feel like in a way it's like, yeah, you know a lot, but it's like, but there's like this whole spectrum of things that you can know. And it's like, you really, and what you know it's like this little bitty bit. You know what I'm saying?
I do have a question about that, even though it's like not even on our topic. But
Oh yeah.
what do you think about that? Like the fact that we are so specific in our niche, our area. Like, I don't know, do you feel like we should have a bit more broader knowledge base, or I guess, is it useful for us to know this very limited, like very limited square space of information in terms of like what we can offer the rest of the world?
I mean, I think it's useful because end of the day, someone has to know it, you know? So, I mean, because I feel like a lot of it may come down to like what you're doing with that information. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of part of the reason why I decided that academia may not be for me, because I feel like, you know, you do your you do the work, you do the study, you get it published into a peer-reviewed journal. But the thing is, like, most people don't have access to those journals. And the people who may have access to it, you know, may not fully understand every single word that's in that journal, right? So then, you know, I feel like that's why I decided, for me personally, that I went into a non-academic position, because the information that I'm gaining from the studies, I'm actually using it to, you know, help schools and school districts better their policies. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, because I feel like Toni Morrison, she has this quote saying something to the effect of, you know, education is like using what you know to help other people or to help build your community or something to that effect. And that's something that I believe in as well. Because I just feel like, you know, with academia, it's like everything can be stuck in this ivory tower and is never actually used for anything, you know? Like, I want to actually use the research that I do, that knowing that it's going to help somebody.